Have you ever woken up and chosen gold prospecting as your future? I have, he has. Do you want to? Now is the best time to get into gold prospecting because it's literally over 3,000 Australian dollars an ounce. It's actually $3,400 Australian per ounce. And that is a whole lot of avocado on toast.
That's a lot of avocado.
And what that means for you and me is that we are suddenly able to make a healthy profit off pans that look like this. We're only dealing with flour gold in my area, but this flour gold is now very expensive. It used to be the case that every single one of these specs was worth between 1 and 2 US cents, but that's now gone up to about 3.5 US cents a flake. Almost as expensive as cornflakes are to buy at the supermarket at the moment. And that's why I brought this little river sluice out, because a river sluice is like an ATM for the bush. You put dirt in and money comes out. This little river sluice is by Gold Rat, and we've got some dream matting in it with some Washington Beach mining sawtooth matting. It's my firm belief that you can just never have too many mattings in your life. This glorious hole is my spot. It's actually a bedrock trench that's been eroded in over what I'm assuming to be quite a long time. And because we're so far out of the way today, no one's come here and sucked it out or cleaned it out or worked it in any way, shape or form. Meaning that pan you saw earlier is where all that gold came from. Pro tip, if you want to find gold, you're looking for two things. You're looking for erosion and deposition. Erosion is where the water bores a lot of dirt out of a bank. Deposition is where it deposits that dirt. Because we have clear bedrock here, that means that this is erosion. There's no gravel on top of it. It's been scoured clean by the creek. And because there is gravel and rocks in this trench, that's deposition. That means that even though the water's fast enough to erode everything else, it's slow enough to deposit stuff in that trench. And that's why the gold's there. Classifier. Now, I'm a big believer in two things in my life. The CIA killed John F. Kennedy, and suction is king. You see, the thing about gold is it's really dense. And that means it sinks into the very tiny cracks and crevices all on the bedrock. You could be the best shoveler in the whole world, and you won't be able to pick all the gold up off the bedrock with a shovel. That's why you got to use a hand dredge, or if you're in a state that's legally allowed to use a proper dredge, use a dredge. And for those of you playing at home, this is my 22nd bucket of the 100 bucket challenge. Most of the top part of the trench is now clean, and this is where the poorer gold was when I tested. And most importantly, this bucket is now really heavy. Let's make it a little lighter. Ooh, easy, easy, easy. This is where you're going to see the magic happen. And by magic, I mean gold. Every time we put one of these little worthless scoops of dirt into the sluice box, gold comes out. That's the idea anyway. We got fast water, we got the drop, but we don't have the velocity. I need to build a dam. Can I get this one-handed? Nope.
Hopefully there's something under there.
Oh my god, such a light piece of granite.
That's one hell of a dam you've got there.
Let us try this again. That's much better. It's not about the size, it's about the angle and flow. The sawtooth matting at the top, generally speaking, is not there to hold the gold. It's just to show you what's going down your sluice while you're running it. The dream mat down the bottom here is what is collecting the gold. And this particular type of dream mat is very effective here on Reedy Creek, our top secret location, just off the Hume Highway, near Beechworth. Yeah, last of the bucket. Nice. And most importantly, the first row of dream mat cells is catching heaps of fine flour gold. That means there's going to be a lot more in those pockets. It might be very hard to tell because you're sitting in a lounge room or in a car or on the toilet wasting company time, and I'm out here in the bush, but it is like stupidly hot today considering that it is autumn. I'm so over sweating. Have you found it?
I found it.
Yay! Was it where I told you it would be?
It's not like Bonanza City level, but there's gold here.
You're so jaded. Get over it. Bonanza City's dead, man. It burnt down.
Oh no! What about the people?
Classifier.
The gold, I'm not too sure. Yeah, that's gold.
He's talking to a machine god.
Machine god. I pray to you.
John Connor would be so disappointed. He's complaining about gold. I can't believe
gold.
I can't believe he's like it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not. You sound like
I'm used to like a billion specks per pan. I was living the good life. Now I'm down and out. Down and out in the green. Why? Why, gold gods? Why?
he had no faith at all, and then he's like, "Oh, look!
I should have believed the mayor's policies.
Oh, I found like 100 specks of gold.
I should have believed the mayor's policies.
Oh,
I wasn't too sure.
Oh, look at all my gold! It's so sad. All my gold. No. These baskets are from Matt's Crevice Tools. They are a fantastic addition to any prospecting kit. Check him out if you want one of these. You can deep fry your fish in it. This is bucket 22.5. It's mostly sand, and when I first test panned it, I was like, sand, there won't be anything in it. But let me tell you, there was a lot of gold. Running sand is a little bit counterintuitive in a sluice box. You don't want to feed it quickly. The sand tends to bog everything down, so you actually got to give it a little bit of time to breathe. Much like a fine wine or a toddler in the bath. Bucket 22.5, done. And I mean, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good to me. That's looking almost as good as snorting Tabasco sauce. Which I mean, I've never done. I always stuck to cocaine and stuff. Which is how I've got the energy to do digging in 35-degree heat. That's a horrible joke for legal purposes. But I'm gonna get to work, so you're about to see fast, speedy Chris, which may or may not be drug-induced. Bucket number 23.5, somehow I'm going to have to get a half bucket at some point. And I want to know, what alcohol reminds you of the time that you almost died? For me, it's Finlandia vodka. I can't even look at the bottle. The golden sawtooth mat is looking pretty good. So we're just going to keep churning these buckets through and get as much as we can. Do you know the Muffin Man? Hey, she said she was a woman. It's not my fault that she turned out to be a blueberry muffin. Dude, I was talking about Shrek. Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes you've got to move big rocks in order to get gold. Yeah, mummy. You ever notice that, like, it's culturally accepted to say something like daddy in intimate moments, but if you say mummy, it just makes you sound like a pretentious frat boy who needs money for a new Jaguar. Mummy! Can feel the deposit for that new Jaguar. Jaguar! Because I'm a man. Real man. Be a man. Take selfies in the bathroom mirror. You're not a real man unless you bottle up your feelings. We hang outside of places we shouldn't hang outside of. Real men. We're afraid of commitment. That illustrious bucket is number 25, and this is the gold that I'm putting in it. This is from a single shovel, And the flakes are a nice size. Black sand is good, little gemstones. Things are looking good for old Vo-Gus boy. Get in the bucket. I cannot even begin to express how good it is to finally be back in the center of the creek. Not on the edge, relegated to the floodplains and stuff, where the gold was good until we spent 3 years of everyone picking it clean. Now, finally, we're on to good gold. Multiple gram days, almost every single time we go out, even prospecting. I think we'll have an okay day today. I don't know if we're going to get multiple grams, but realistically speaking, we should get around 1. I reckon this sort of gold, about a gram. That's what I'm hoping for. Over 110 Australian dollars. I mean, like I said at the start of the video, there is no better time to become a gold prospector. There is every chance that the gold price is going to go up to about $5,000 an ounce in the next couple of years. Might take a little bit longer, but it's definitely going to get there. For a whole number of reasons. This is just one of those skills that you can learn to make a little bit of cash on the side, especially if you live in the right area like we do here in the northeast of Victoria. And as you might be able to see, we've made some improvements to the Great Hoover Dam, Vo-Gus Dam. Got a really good solid seal on this side, and I've even managed to seal underneath a lot of this rock, which means we've got ample water flow going down the sluice, and we know it's running correctly because the X is in the center of the sluice box, meaning we've got even water pressure. 25th bucket has now been run. The gold is still piling up in these top test riffles, and I firmly believe that we're in for a decent cleanup by the time I finish this afternoon. I wasn't going to film poor Mr. Bucket 26 because, you know, it's just another bucket and gold mining's all about repeating. However, I did just find this. That's one well-worn smoky crystal. Yeah, nice. There are 2 things that you should know. Part of the reason the gold is so good here is because the deposition has happened over an area of fractured bedrock. The fracturing bedrock allows the gold to sink deep down inside it and get trapped, and therefore it kind of works like a natural sluice box. And as usual, just a little bit of a warning, YouTube likes to unsubscribe people from my channel for no apparent reason. Some people have said that they're bots, but that's definitely not the case because I have long-term subscribers that have been unsubscribed. It's very dastardly of YouTube, so you should track your subscription status down below. And this is my 6th bucket for today, and bucket number 27 in the 100 bucket challenge. I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done slowly. Come back, I need you. Alright. Let's get this into our push ATM. Part of the day, cleaning it out and actually seeing if I was digging anything worthwhile. Have you made any money, Gadsy? Oh yeah? Yeah.
What do you say?
New spot.
New spot?
I reckon
0.3 maybe?
Chunky gold in that. Yeah.
0.3.
0.3. 6 buckets run. The bush ATM looks like it's going to pay out. And now the only thing left to do is take out a withdrawal. This is the worst part because I've dropped these before and then all the work and the money is gone. Usually right there, you just pick it up, it's fine. As with every single one of these cleanups, I will be doing it fully at home, but we'll put it in the bucket, tip it into a pan and have a look and see if we can guesstimate how much gold we got. I'm hoping it's a gram. I'd really like a gram, but I'm not sure we're going to get there with this lot. Imagine doing all this work and not even being able to afford like a skinny latte from Brunswick. Why are you so tired?
I'm hot and bothered.
Why are you bothered?
You know why.
You know why! Gather around, children, in the wet, sloppy creek. It's time to tentatively pan off the lights and have a look at the golds. I'm not going to do that here. No, I'm going to take it all home. I've just decided. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I haven't even really started doing anything and there's gold just leaking out the side. I'm not going to see all of the gold until I get it home and cleaned up properly. As you can see, there's gold still smattered throughout the black sand. Smattered, quite a good word. And we have a smattering of golds at the top of the pan. Those are some pretty flakes. I quite enjoy that. That's a very nice visual. I'm thinking half a gram. I wish it was a gram. We'll find out. Now that we're home and the gold is all cleaned up, we can finally get on the scales and find out how much I got for my little sluicing session. There is actually considerably more gold there than I thought there was going to be. A lot of this fine stuff must have been hiding in the cells, and it's usually pretty difficult to separate away from the black sand. At any rate, for 6 buckets, I think that's an okay amount. This is everything I've managed to collect so far in the challenge, even though it is dirty with a little bit of black sand, and I will be cleaning that up at the end. We're still probably looking at well over 10 grams here. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can grab yourself some merch from theoldmoldy.com, and while you're there, check out my selection of paydurts. And soon we're going to have some gold nuggets up for sale. And even some crystal specimens. I think it'd be pretty sweet if we saw a gram from what I collected out of the creek this day. Let me know what your guess is in the comments. I'm thinking it's a little under, but I've been surprised before. We're at that half gram, which is what I thought we were at on the creek. We've got more to go. We're actually over the gram, 1.1, a little bit more. Oh, spilt it everywhere. 1.2. I'll sweep those off my benches at a later time. You can see those videos over on Spud Engineering. I get some good pay dirt off this bench. But 1.2 grams at the time of recording is worth a pretty penny. 1.2 grams is worth about 130 to 140 Australian dollars at the time of recording.